What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Thank you so much to everybody that stuck with the stream today, hung out with me and Legend. Definitely appreciate it. This game was ridiculously boring, so to have everybody in the chat joking around and having some fun, definitely appreciate that. These kind of games are the reason why fans don't want to go to games and spend their hard-earned money. You come off a week where you get a very, very lucky and fortunate win. You kind of say, you know what, we're going to build off this. We're not going to be the same old Jets. We're going to have this new culture, this new mindset. You're going to get our best effort in front of a crowd that's trying to be fired up, and this is what you get. Week in and week out, it just seems like the same thing with this team. I don't know why. And it starts with the defense. The first drive of the game, the Bengals march right down the friggin' field, score a touchdown. 11 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. A team that's been down 17-3 the last 2 weeks, you let them get a lead right off the bat. One of the keys of the game. Don't let them get off fast. Joe Burrow wasn't getting touched. Then it's just this defense has so many issues. Then you add it and you look at it from like position by position. This defensive line, Joe Burrow was getting sacked. He got sacked 13 times in 2 weeks. The Jets got like 3, and 1 was in garbage time. They had no pressure on Joe Burrow. When they pushed him out of the pocket, they couldn't wrap him up, couldn't get him down. There's a lot of high-priced guys on this team making a lot of money on the defensive line that are not contributing on a consistent basis to make this defensive force. I don't know if it's the scheme, the player, whatever it isn't working. The linebackers, they seem to be struggling. C.J. Mosley does not seem to be the same player he was last year. And going back to the defensive line, the John Franklin Myers penalty was huge. I mean, the first touchdown the Bengals scored, they scored 3 times. They had a holding penalty they scored. They had a touchdown that was reviewed they scored. Then they scored. I mean, the defense wasn't doing anything. So you go there, and then you had the safeties. The one that everybody was begging for the blitz. Saleh finally blitzes. Then the blitz does not get there. First problem. Second thing is they get beaten coverage. The third problem is Jordan Whitehead has like a half-ass tackle. Boom, 55-yard touchdown. Like, the defense is a joke, man. Sauce Gardner's getting a lot of experience, playing good man coverage, trying to figure things out. But overall, it's disappointing. Now, is it Saleh? Is it Olbrich? I don't know who it is. But they have too much talent to be this bad. There's too many high-priced players, or we're overvaluing them. So now there was a big thing about Quinnen Williams fighting with the coach. Quinnen Williams wanted to have a 4-man rush, go against the, attacking the offense, as opposed to the blitz. It didn't work, and he's visibly frustrated. He's also in a contract year. Quinnen got a sack. I'm sure he wants to have opportunities to make big plays. But in a big spot, this defense, yes, in the fourth quarter, which was somewhat garbage time, they kept the team somewhat in the game. But at the end of the game, when they had to just stop the run, the Bengals literally marched right down the field. You knew they were running the ball. They ran the ball. Nobody could stop them. So if Saleh's going to hold people accountable, I mean, LaMarcus Joyner at this point, I don't know what he's doing. I just don't understand. Like, this defense just looks lost, man. Week in and week out, you have questions about preparation and scheme. Always in the first quarter, they're always getting their asses handed to them. They just are. So what were the halftime adjustments? I don't know, man. Like, and the other thing, too, it's like, I'm tired of excuses. Like, it's like the whole narrative is, well, the Bengals were desperate. Aren't the Jets desperate? What the fuck have they accomplished the last decade? They should be desperate to change their culture and change their mindset and win games. Like, seriously, like, oh, well, the Bengals are a better team. Why not for once the Jets can stand up and go toe-to-toe and play very good football for 4 quarters? Why is that too much to ask? I don't understand. Like, I'm so tired of justifying losses. You come all these new excuses. Well, this happened, that happened. It's called adversity. Like, the Jets, based on everybody's opinion, have more talent than they usually have, and they're still coming up with performances like this. The game was over in the fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter. And for whatever reason, the Bengals' time management and game management kept them in the game. I have no idea what Zach Taylor was doing. None. Like, they gave the Jets chances to stay in the game for no reason, just like the Browns did last week. Can you imagine, you know how lucky Saleh is the Jets won last week? Because they were getting trounced by the Browns. You would have had a blowout loss to the Browns and a blowout loss to the Bengals. That's not a good look, dude. Not a good look. He is so fucking lucky right now they beat the Browns. On offense, it was a disaster. Because the first problem he has was George Fant could not cover. He was either hurt or playing poorly. So that was a problem. They didn't give him much help, and Trey Hendrickson was having a field day. Connor McDermott came in, didn't play well. Then you have Joe Flacco was featuring Breece Hall and Conklin over and over and over. Garrett Wilson came out, had a few catches. Unfortunately, got hurt, but he's tough as shit and came back in the game. Elijah Moore is MIA. What happened to Elijah Moore? I don't know. What happened to Corey Davis? I don't understand what Mike LaFleur is doing. I'd like to know how many times they ran on first down. Joe Flacco played like shit. You could have made a really good case that he should have pulled in the second half. They won't do that. And I'm so glad Zach Wilson's coming back next week. But go back to the bigger issue. If you're bringing Zach Wilson back and you can't protect him, that's going to be a problem. Furthermore, what is Mike LaFleur doing with the play calling? If you have all these explosive playmakers, why is Breece Hall being featured? Or is Joe Flacco just quitting and checking it down? And why not more Michael Carter? You know, then you have the drops again. Breece Hall with a big drop. Elijah Moore with a contested catch was a drop. The Jets did not feature tight ends whatsoever till late in the game in garbage time. No Zuma, no Conklin. Like, I just don't understand what's going on. Like, we're not asking for much. Competitive football, smart football, feature your playmakers. Playmakers make big plays on both sides of the ball, and you're not stinging anywhere. And the sad thing is, the rookies are competing. It's the veteran players making mistakes. Joyner, Whitehead, Conklin, Flacco, all these. George Fant played badly. Like, it's just tough to watch, man. Today was tough to watch. The third quarter, you get bored. Like, I hate being bored. And you have to find ways to keep yourself in the game. Well, they're only down 15. That's where we're at now. They're only down 15. And I will take the L on Zuerlein. He's been very good, man. I was critical of him. I'll take the L on that. But just overall, man, this is an ugly, sloppy, pathetic game that I'm glad I didn't go to. Like, I mean, this is why fans don't want to be there. Who the hell wants to buy into blind faith and say, you know what? I want to go see my team play well on Sunday and spend $100 a ticket, $40 to park, all this stuff that costs you a tailgate, whatever you want to pay inside the stadium, then sit in traffic, pay gas and tolls, and go home. Who wants to do that? The definition of insanity. So I'm not even sure this video even made sense. I'm just tired of it, man. Like, I'm telling you, Saleh is so lucky they won last week. Because back-to-back blowout losses, his game's getting played out here. He's got to figure out how to and maximize talent, especially on defense, because this is not going in the right direction. So now you want to say the Bengals are a good team? Okay. Browns are a good team? Fine. Like, so now we're going to lower standards where the Jets can only compete against the mediocre and bad teams? Is that what we're going to do now? Is that how you change your culture? That's not how I do it.